Today is my B-Day, and people around here just go crazy for it. I don't know why. You excited?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody freaking out?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. It's gonna be fun.
Welcome back to Duo On Air. I'm Abby.
And I'm Courtney.
And we're the ex-agency turned entrepreneurial team that puts the Duo in Duo Collective. Our boutique organic marketing agency specializes in SEO, social media strategy, and branding.
We're an everyday pair of business besties / marketing experts obsessed with helping our community learn more about what it takes to run a business.
Which is why on Duo On Air, we're not holding anything back. We're giving you all the info we know about how to grow your business organically so you can be the confident CEO you were made to be.
And how to navigate life as a small business owner.
Whether it's on your own or with your best friend by your side, so grab your coffee
or your mimosa, we don't judge.
And settle in for a quick value-packed episode of Marketing Tips.
Welcome back to the Duo On Air podcast. This is episode number 166, and this is my favorite episode of all time because I had a genius idea, and I think you're all going to agree that the birthday month of our birthdays for all of our team members, they don't know about this yet, but now they do.
Yeah.
We're going to do one episode on that person, and it happens to be April, which is the beautiful month of Abby's birthday. And so I told her the other day, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to ask our audience to drop questions about anything they want to know about you, and that's going to be the podcast episode. And she looked at me with a fake smile, and she's like, I love this idea. And secretly, deep down, she does. But yeah, so we got a handful of questions. So I'm just going to go through these questions right after I sing happy birthday. Happy birthday. I'm just kidding. I would not do that to you guys.
I was like, whoa, are we really doing this? Gonna sing the whole song? You know how long that song feels when, like, you just sit there, don't
when
sing
it's just you on the spot, and yeah, like,
awkward.
That would be awkward. I would love to see how you react. You'd probably get all sweaty over there, like, I don't like this.
You're like, ah.
Oh, man. Before we jumped on to record this one, too, I'm like, do you want me to say how old you are? Which I'm not going to because I think that's rude. But then she looked at me and she's like, how old am I? And then she was like trying to figure it out. And like, that's what happens when you get old, you guys. You just kind of lose track.
I know, except I'm pretty sure people would be like, you're not old.
Actually, I think she's turning 23.
Well, here, I'll let you, I'm turning 23. I'll let you do your own math. I'm a 90s baby.
90s. So you were born 1990.
Yeah, the year of the infamous snowstorm in Minnesota. Oh, if you've ever met a Minnesotan, you have likely heard of the snowstorm. Oh, I actually think it was 91. I don't know. Anyways.
I bet it was 91 because I do remember Halloween where I had to
so it must have been 91
literally wear a snowsuit and a mask. Like we had costumes, but then it came down to that day and my mom had to bundle us all up in snowsuits and all we could wear was a mask because we had to be covered from head to toe.
Yes. I will share what the weather is like on my birthday. So my actual birthday is the 22nd, which is tomorrow at the time of recording this or not the time of recording, at the
time of the air.
22nd. And I have had beautiful, sunny, wear a tank top outside kind of days. And I have had bundle up, it's a snowstorm kind of days.
Isn't that nuts, you guys?
This
is just like a taste of Minnesota.
My 22nd birthday, we did a pub crawl, like downtown Minneapolis. And it was a snowstorm, and we were pedaling bar to bar in the snow.
The pedal pub?
On the pedal pub.
Oh, that sounds miserable. Was it miserable?
I mean, no, it was fun because you're just drinking at the bar,
until you get warm.
Fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fine, but it was definitely cold.
Minnesota's a trip, you guys.
It is a trip.
It's a trip.
Come visit us.
Okay, so the first question we got from somebody that must be new to our audience, our ecosystem, because they asked if Abby has kids. And if you've been here for a while, you already know that she's got 2 adorable little boys. So why don't you talk about your boys a little bit?
Oh, yes. How long do we want this episode to be?
I thought this was going to be a quick one, but if we want to get into it, we sure can.
I have 2 little boys. My oldest is 6, and he is in kindergarten this year, and my youngest is 4.5. He will never forget to tell you the half. He is 4.5.
That's adorable.
His birthday is in the summer. They're exactly 18 months apart, so he's in pre-kindergarten, and yeah, they are best friends, worst enemies. It is like if you have boys or if you have babies that are a boy, like I will tell you, the wrestling starts way earlier than I thought. Like, way earlier. They, like, full on wrestle each other, and it is wild. So, yeah, it's
Probably
wild.
a little terrifying, too. Like, oh,
Yeah.
oh.
It's definitely a situation where you just have to learn their cry. Like, is that a real cry, or is that just like a I want attention cry? So usually if they're playing very nicely, it's like you just wait for the cry, and then you got to figure out what kind it is.
Okay, so now I have a question. Who usually wins? Is there a winner? Or is it kind of like...
It's getting more violent as we go. I don't know. Just last night, my youngest was crying, and he has this really dramatic cry. He knows he can also produce crocodile tears, like he's really good at it, and he has this really dramatic cry. And they were apparently, one of them scratched another, the other kicked one in the face. It was like this whole deal. But then they were mad that they have bunk beds, so they were mad that I made one of them go back into their bunk beds, and they're like, we want to keep playing together. And I'm like, you literally just beat each other up and you want to keep playing? Like, I do not understand this. It is so wild. So, but yeah, they're fun. I love being a boy mom. It is a lot of fun. I think this age has been so fun. I think it was really hard, like, coming out of the baby stage. Like, I think you kind of have a little bit of an identity crisis. And I think, like, anyone who has older kids, and mine aren't even that old, but I think transitioning from toddler to big kid is actually kind of hard. Like, it's just like you have a little bit of an identity crisis because you're not needed as much anymore as a mom. They still need you, but they're also like big kids with their own personality, their own interests, and like...
And you can do things. So, like, I'm watching you as a mom, like, on the sidelines, obviously, and, like, learning from you. And I'm in a different phase right now. I'm in the toddler phase, which is a phase.
Yes. Toddler tornado.
Yeah, toddler tornado. But I love how you're, like, you always say things like, I love this age because we can actually play a game of Catan. Like, her boys are learning how to play Catan.
They love
like, she
Catan.
can do things like that with them at this age where you can't do stuff like that at the toddler age. They both have, like, this beautiful part to them, right? Like, beautiful but also challenging. But, like, you're at that phase now where they maybe don't need you as much, but you can do activities like that with them, and they're starting to learn and understand, which I think is so special.
Yeah, it's fun. I feel like I'm at the age right before we start getting just bombarded with sports and activities. And so I feel like I need to, like, really soak up these moments because it's before all of that wild carpool craziness and still after all the toddler craziness. And so it's really fun. I think this is a really fun age. I love it.
I love those two. They're so cute.
They are.
Okay, second question. What did you want to be when growing up or even in college? And I think it was Dana, our client, who submitted this one, I think, if I'm right. And then she said she changed majors a lot. So what did you want to be when growing up or even in college?
Right. So I feel like I have multiple answers for this. In high school, I've always loved marketing. Like, I've always gravitated towards it. So in high school, we had a group called DECA, and it's like this marketing club, basically.
I've learned this about Abby, I don't know, maybe a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Or maybe even less than that, but I was like, wait, what?
I know. I should actually, you can, like, be judges for it. I should go be a judge.
Yeah.
I think it would be fun. But, and I still have friends from high school who are judges at the tournaments too. But anyways, I also played sports, okay, people? I also played, like, volleyball and softball and stuff. But
She's not just a nerd.
But I did love DECA, and it was fun. You got to do it like senior and junior year of high school.
Okay, did you explain what DECA was? I don't know if I
It's like, it's a marketing program, but it's like competition based too. So you have a class, so like once a week we'd have a class, so it was like part of your school schedule, but then you'd have these like big projects, and some of them you'd work on a team with, some of them would be individual, and then you'd go to these competitions and pitch these projects. And so like the competitions were always like, there was always different things. There was some individual, there was some partners, some group ones. Like you kind of like went to, I don't know, you were assigned it or you chose it or whatever. And then you competed. And so our school at the time was really, really good. Everyone qualified for state. So state was like at a hotel in Minneapolis. So we'd all stay at the hotel together. And like that was the reason why you signed up for it. Like you and all your friends, like going to these competitions, staying at a hotel, like doing all that. So we'd always go to state, we'd stay at a hotel. And then a lot of people would qualify for nationals, but not everyone. And our teacher was like the sweetest teacher ever. So she didn't want anyone to feel left out. And so rather than go to nationals, we went to Disney World as a class. Like we filled up the plane and then you went to Disney World and like you'd have like these activities and like scavenger hunts. And I'm not going to lie, that's why I signed up for DECA.
Now I know we're planning a Disney trip soon, and Abby has been telling me about her whole past in Disney. Like, Abby should be a sponsor for Disney because it sounds like they've been there like their whole lives, and now it makes sense.
It does.
Like, yeah.
So this transitions into one of my next what do you want to be when you grow up. I wanted to be a Disney princess. I loved Disney, and I really, really wanted to be a Disney princess. And then I found out that you have to be like taller than 5'6" or 5'8" or something. And I am 5, barely 1. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll be Tinkerbell. Well, Tinkerbell has to be under 5 feet. So I lost on all accounts.
Literally.
And like some worker when we were at Disney told me this and crushed my hopes and dreams. And I was like literally going to be that person that studied abroad and worked in Disney studied in broad, whatever, and worked at Disney. So that dream was crushed, but marketing was always my major, I'd say, or some form of it, something similar. So I went to University of Eau Claire first for the first year of college. They didn't have a really big like advertising marketing degree. It was kind of like a catch-all, like communications or something like that. So I ended up transferring to the University of Minnesota and went into the School of Journalism, and that's where advertising major was. And then I had a minor in marketing something and management, I think, at Carlson. I actually was like bummed. Like fun fact, I never got into Carlson, and that was where like marketing, that was like, you know, you're gonna work at Cargill, you're gonna work at Target, you're gonna work at like all the big names, like in Minnesota specifically, and it was like where everyone went. And so I was bummed about it. But the School of Journalism, all of my teachers were marketing and agency, like people who worked at marketing agencies. So they were all like adjunct teachers. Yeah. So they worked in the field. And most of the people at Carlson, some of them were, but not all of them, they were like career teachers, you know, professors. And I had my minor there, and I hated all of my classes at Carlson, and I loved all my classes at the School of Journalism.
It's like a blessing in disguise. It's like something you didn't know that was going to be good for you.
It is.
Also, it's really funny that your Disney answer, because back in the day, which I think you know this too, one of my dream jobs was to draw for Disney. Yeah. We would have met regardless.
We would have. Look at us, our little past. And then the one other job I wanted, do you know this one?
A gardener?
No, but maybe now, like if I switch careers.
I know this one. Can you give me a hint?
It was something I attempted to do in Australia, but I couldn't.
Oh, I think, well, you wanted to be a travel blogger.
No.
You attempted to do it.
I mean, I wanted to mooch off of other travel bloggers. No, I wanted to be a marine biologist.
Oh, I did know this.
In high school.
Yes, and then
I tried to scuba dive, and I tried to scuba dive in Australia and got immediately claustrophobic and didn't even go under because I was so scared. And so that ship sailed. So definitely
yours are like kind of tragic, like nope, can't do that, kid.
Crash and burn. So marketing, here we come.
Oh man. Well, you're amazing at it. It was your calling. Okay, this next one your mama asked. So, do you have any regrets in life? That's a big one.
It is a big one. I don't know. I don't think, honestly, I don't feel like I look back at my life and feel like there's some big regret. Because I think I've learned, like, everything that I've made decisions on, I've learned from. And so I don't think I have any big regrets. It was maybe that, like, maybe one would be when I studied abroad in Australia, I definitely got homesick after like the time was up and I was supposed to do one more week in New Zealand, and I was kind of like, well, one, I was out of money too. Like I definitely spent all my dollars there, but I like didn't spend that extra week and go to New Zealand. I came home instead. And that was maybe something that I was like, why? Like, you know, you only live once, just go.
Yeah, one more week.
Yeah. So,
but when you're in it, you know,
yeah,
you're in it. And when you miss people, like sometimes that pull is stronger than,
yeah,
you know, the other thing that you could have done. So,
but otherwise, no, I don't think I have. Like, there isn't anything. There's maybe things where it's like, oh, I wish, like, before I had my babies when I was pregnant, I wish I would have done more research into, like, birth
what kind of birth
and what that
experience you could have.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like maybe that's one, but at the same time it's not something where I'm like, oh, that's such a big regret. It's just like live and learn.
Abby doesn't have tattoos yet, so she doesn't have any like regretful tattoos, but she's got some upcoming ones.
Just one upcoming one.
Once you get one,
me and my grandpa are gonna get a matching tattoo together, so
it's gonna be so sweet.
Yeah, that would be really fun.
Okay, next bucket list travel location.
My biggest, I mean, I kind of have two, but they're like places, well, I don't know. It kind of depends on the question. If right now, if I'm going on a family vacation with my kids, I have like a really, really strong desire to take them on a safari in Africa. Glenn and I went on a safari, and it is still to date one of my favorite trips ever. Like, I don't think there is an experience like that on the planet that you can get. And it was so cool. And I would love to bring my boys on a safari trip.
I love that.
I think that would
I've
be
talked
amazing.
about this with Abby before, because I also told Justin, like, oh my gosh, next time they go, they want to bring their boys, and like we could go and we could bring Mila. And Justin, don't know why, but he was like, that I have no desire. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? Like, I questioned everything about our relationship. Just kidding, I didn't. But then I told Abby, I'm like, well, Mila and I, we're gonna be your third wheel. We can sit in the back if you don't want to claim us, but
right?
That sounds amazing.
I know.
Amazing.
So I also really would love to take them to Ireland. I think I would love that. I also would love to take them to Japan, because I've just heard amazing things about kids in Japan.
Really?
So I feel like all of those are like on my family bucket list. For me and Glenn, there's two places that are on my bucket list as just like us. One of them was our wedding song was Tenerife Sea by Ed Sheeran, and I would love to go to Tenerife Sea, which is off of like the coast of France.
Okay, gonna make me cry.
So that feels like that needs to happen. And then the other one is our dog before Garbanzo. His name was Zanzibar.
Okay, I didn't know this was going to get such an emotional podcast.
Zanzibar is like a tiny little island off the coast of Africa, and I would love to go to Zanzibar. So both of those places are on like my bucket list.
Those are so very cute. I love it. Also,
and then my duo bucket list is Costa Rica.
Ooh,
See, I have a lot.
Yes. If you go to Ireland, I think Justin wants to, but if for some reason he poo-poos that too, Ezra and I are going with you.
Yes.
She has to know that
I
there's
know.
so many
How are you
more
going to
of
get
her.
that girl on a plane? If
Drug
you don't
her
know, Ezra is a very large Irish wolfhound.
and anxious.
And anxious. She doesn't like driving in a car. Can you imagine her in a plane?
She would not fly well. No.
Yeah. She'd have to be completely knocked out.
Absolutely.
Just wake up in Ireland.
She didn't know what happened.
I want someone to do that to me. Knock me out and wake me up in Ireland.
Sounds lovely. Maybe she's onto something. What are you planting in the garden this year?
So by the time that this goes live, I hopefully have all of my seeds started. But I last year really was like awful at doing my garden planting, like watering my seeds. Like we have grow lights in the basement, and like I like to start with the seeds.
Got the whole setup, you guys.
I got the whole setup, and I love it, and it's fun to like grow the whole thing. But if you don't get started early enough, then your plants aren't big enough, and then they take a long time to fruit, and then you're just mad because you don't have any fruit yet, you know? So, but I always plant a lot of peppers, because we eat a lot of peppers, like grill peppers and kebabs and I don't know, fajitas kind of stuff. So love peppers. I always plant green beans because I like to do like spicy canned green beans, cucumbers.
Yeah.
I like squashes because I think it's just, I love just, I don't know, and herbs, obviously, like all the herbs. I think it's really amazing when I can just go outside and get what I need for dinner, and it's like
And
so
it's
nice.
fresh, and you
I
did it,
know.
and like I love it.
I love it. So I think some of the weirder things that I've done is celery. I love having celery because I don't want to buy celery as often, but it's a really nice plant that you don't need to prune a lot. So I love celery. I did okra last year.
Yes.
Which we have a gumbo recipe that I'm obsessed with. I think it's in the Defined Dish cookbook, and we always use that in the recipe. And so I've always just wanted to make enough to freeze my own so I can make gumbo. And last year I got like 2. It didn't have enough light, so we got to fix that. So I don't know. Those are like tomatoes. I always grow a lot of tomatoes.
Tomatoes. They're so easy.
Cherry tomatoes for sure.
I'm sure you'll see Abby's story. Like, she'll be sure to share her journey.
I will.
In stories.
I'll share my spreadsheet this year.
Link it in the notes.
Template. My garden planning template.
Okay. I think this was Eden, and you guys have probably heard us talk so much about Eden. We love her so much. I'm pretty sure she asked this question because I was like, girl, she's asking some big questions. What's something you would tell your younger self?
Oh boy. What would I tell my younger self?
If she was standing right in front of you right now.
How young is she?
Let's say like 5-ish.
Oh, like little.
I think like younger self, yeah.
Oh, all right.
Like you're growing up. Like, what are you going to tell her?
Oh my goodness. Well, I think I would just say I would remind her to be confident in everything she does, and that she's gonna do great things as long as she believes in herself.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think that whole like self-confidence thing, I think would be like a big one that I would just be like,
I think that's a big thing for
lean into
girls.
it. Yeah.
I think girls need a lot of like reminding. Yeah.
Yeah. And who cares if you get cut from the varsity team one day?
Yeah. Because guess what?
That's what I would say.
It's probably not going to matter when you're an adult.
No, it won't matter.
Yep.
It won't.
What's the craziest thing you've done to date?
To date? Well, I was telling Courtney this. She was saying she thinks she can guess it. I mean, giving birth is crazy. Wild.
Yeah.
Crazy. Like, someone cut my belly open and pulled a baby out.
You
That's
can't
wild.
really, like, there's no, like, answer to, you know what I mean? Like, it's everybody's so unique. Everything, like, just birth in general.
You can have a plan,
it is
but
so crazy, and it's so unique and specific to every individual.
yeah. So that's definitely crazy. And then the other thing that I did in Australia when I was studying abroad there is the same day I skydived and bungee jumped twice.
And she said that bungee jumping, I think, was scarier than the skydiving.
Yeah. And then I crashed so hard afterwards because my adrenaline was so high that I literally think I fell asleep on the bus on the way home.
Same day, you guys. She did
day.
this. Same
I risked my life 3 times in one day.
And she survived. So, if you want to skydive and bungee jump, do it the same day.
It doesn't help, or it does help, to skydive with a very handsome Australian man strapped to you. I will say that. Sorry, Glenn.
Adding that to my bucket list. Oh, yeah, Glenn edits these, so whoops. Okay, if you had to pick between sweet and salty for the rest of your life, what would it be?
No question. Salty.
Salty. I asked her this prior to this episode because I was like, and then I accidentally said sweet, and she looked at me and she's like, I could never have a margarita. And I was like, oh, girl, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not like a sweet drink person at all. So the drinks would be a problem for sure. But also, like, if you gave me the option of like, would you rather have cheese curds or a cheesecake? Cheese curds every time. And I'm talking like Minnesota deep fried cheese curds. Like, I'm not talking the squeaky cheese.
Would you rather have chips and queso or a slice of chocolate cake?
Chips and queso.
Yeah.
Chips and guac. Tacos. Salty. Give me all the salt.
We're doing that right after this episode.
We are. We actually are.
Okay, last question. And this one actually was submitted by yours truly. Is there anything you miss about agency life?
Oh, I mean, yes. I have very, like, fond memories of our agency days. I had, like, a really good team. And I do think I miss, like, it was fun to travel to clients and like have the client dinners and like, yes, sometimes you do feel like you're performing, but I think that was like fun. Like, I went to Seattle a lot. I went to Chicago a lot. And it was just like, I went to New York once. I don't know. We got to go. So I used to work on the Sparkly Nice account. And they were super fun to work with because they had like these wildish out there ideas. So I think that's the other thing is like when we work with small businesses, we are promoting their everyday business. You don't quite work on campaigns.
Yes, exactly.
And I think that's maybe like
Those campaigns.
It is really fun to go wild and crazy with these big budgets and build these crazy campaigns. So that's probably a big one. But we got to go. They were a part of the Trolls. It was when the movie Trolls came out. And so we got to go to Burbank and in California. And we got to go to the DreamWorks studio, watch previews of the movie, tour the place. Like, it was so fun. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, that is all the questions that we had for Abby for her birthday episode.
Yay!
But if you have any other questions outside of this episode, you know where to find us, and we're always an open book.
Put them in Instagram in the comments, and I'll answer them for you, or I'll pop on stories and give you a few nuggets if you want me to build on anything.
Yeah, exactly. And literally anything and everything. Like we said, we're always an open book, and we actually kind of love it when people ask us random questions.
We do.
Okay, happy birthday!
Thanks!
If you like this episode, please be sure to share it with a friend and subscribe so you don't miss any new episodes dropping every Monday. Plus, if you haven't already, please go ahead and leave us a review and don't hesitate to share any new episode ideas. We absolutely love hearing from you and creating this content for you. See you next week.